Hi everyone, it's Charlie with Great Legal Marketing, and what I want to talk about during this video is data. Good old big king data. Data is a very important element that is often not considered when people are marketing professional practices like a law firm. See, data is normally thought about when you're marketing a product that you can say sell for $700 or $700 because there's already a dollar amount attached to what you do and it's a very distinct trade. I'm going to come in and I'm going to trade my credit card for X, Y, and Z. But in professional services, such as owning a law practice, data is just as, if not more, important because you have to be smart about what data you track and how you adjust your marketing based on that data, especially if you're in a practice area that has contingency fees. So you have to be monitoring a range of data that you can adjust. So first off, why gather data? Why not just wing it and just have fun and let's do marketing, you guys? Well, it's really important that you know your numbers. See, owning a law practice is owning a business. And businesses know their numbers. Businesses know a variety of numbers, from how much it costs to get a lead to just how many visitors are coming to their website. If you own a practice, you own a business, and you owe it to yourself and your family, your employees, even your community to treat it that way, which means understanding your data. Additionally, if you have ever considered selling your practice in the future, without data, this is practically impossible. Next up, smarter choices. If you don't know how effective your marketing is, how can you decide where to spend your next dollar? If you're just throwing money away at a particular print ad that you think is doing well, you may be just throwing money away. It's as good as taking that money, lighting it on fire, and tossing it out the window. It's not going to do you any good. It's guesswork at best. This, of course, is why we teach direct response marketing principles. And members of Great Legal Marketing can see great examples of that in their monthly newsletter, on monthly calls, and through the variety of other resources that are available at their membership site. Additionally, you can't fix what you don't know is broken. This is where most practice owners will get caught up in the idea of not looking at their numbers. Because looking at and knowing your numbers can be scary. You can see points that you're failing. Failure may not be fun, but everyone who has studied entrepreneurship knows you have to fail a lot more times than succeed. But here's the deal. Knowing your numbers allows you to find the failing points and the success points, which allows you to dial up the success and move out of the failing areas. But you can't make those smart decisions if you don't know that stuff is broken. For example, if you knew that that print ad that maybe is costing you $40,000 a year is broken, imagine what you could do if you invested that $40,000 into another arena. Say $40,000 in hiring a marketing director or putting in SEO services on your website. Big difference right there. Moving from a failing strategy to a strategy that could actually be successful. Of course, here's the real trick. You got to monitor this strategy as well. Know your data here the same way that you knew it over here in the failing area. This is not something that you check it once every year and make a bunch of decisions. This is something that you check regularly. You need spreadsheets. You need systems to actually check your data. So, what data should you be checking? That's probably a question that's on your mind. Well, don't worry, I have data points for you. Let's start with some basic ones. You should know your website numbers by using Google Analytics. Here's the deal. Don't trust a third party. If you have a third party who is looking through your Google Analytics and providing you with numbers and you are not checking, you are not verifying those numbers, then they can lie to you. And they have incentive to potentially lie to you. But if you are actually going in on the back end and checking your Google Analytics account yourself and looking for things like bounce rate, the number of people who are making it to your home page, the number of people that are making it to your landing pages, what the behavior flow is, and I know that this sounds complicated, but once you learn it, it's easy and it's fun because you get to make a bunch of smart choices based on it. But if you're not looking at all of that and you're only trusting a third party to provide your data, then you are putting yourself at risk. This is the same thing as handing your checkbook over to someone that you don't know. You're not going to like the results. Additionally, knowing your referral sources is very important. And, even more importantly, knowing the value of each one of your referral sources. How many referrals are you getting from Attorney Jane down the street versus chiropractor Bob just right next to you. Chiropractor Bob may be right next to you and he may get the type of people that you would think that you want in your practice, but if Chiropractor Bob isn't actually sending clients your way who are saying, I came from Chiropractor Bob, that's not a referral source that is that valuable to you. But if Attorney Jane is just sending you one really good case every few months, that's a valuable referral source. And now your data is telling you, let's make sure to cultivate that referral source and find more that are like it. If the chiropractor strategy is failing, and this of course is on the personal injury side of things, then you need to not invest in trying to get a bunch of chiropractors. You should find attorneys who don't handle personal injury and try and get more of those folks sending you their cases. It's a pretty simple math equation right there. That's the cool part about data. It makes the choices a lot easier for you when you have numbers. Additionally, looking at the open rates of your emails can tell you how good you are at writing headlines, and the click-through rate of emails can tell you how valuable the content is that you provide. You're looking at call volume. This is a very basic one, but here's the trick about call volume. It's not just about volume, it's also about quality. I would recommend that you rank the quality of the calls that you actually get to your practice. This very basic step will allow you to say, oh, I'm getting 100 calls a month, but they're all really bad calls. Then you know that it doesn't matter adjusting your call volume up and down. What you're trying to do is find people who actually have the problems that you can address and fix. Then these are complicated numbers. Cost per lead and cost per acquisition. Cost per lead, that would be, say, the number of times that people call your practice, and having that against the amount of money that you're spending to actually get them to call. Now, cost per acquisition will always be a higher number unless you're closing 100% of your leads. Cost per acquisition is how much did you have to spend to get one person to sign on the dotted line. So let's say you're spending $2,000 per acquisition, but your case value is $10,000 or more per acquisition. Well, now you know that you're getting better numbers, but let's say you're spending $5,000 to sign a $7,500 client. Well, you're probably spending too much to acquire your clients potentially, and you want to figure out how to make your marketing more effective. So, how do you actually use this data? Well, it again is all about identifying the quantity versus quality opportunities. In the case of Attorney Jane, I wanted to increase the quantity of Attorney Janes that I have referring to me, and I wanted to reduce the quantity of Chiropractor Bob, because Attorney Jane is much higher quality. Even though it may be harder to get that referral source, it's much more valuable in the long run. Say with your Google Analytics, you find that one of your practice area pages is doing really well in getting ranked for terms that you get a lot of calls from, but those calls aren't very good, then you need to look at the quality of the content on that page to maybe bring in fewer calls that are more related to your actual practice area that you can best help them with. So by looking at your data, using big old king data to make smarter choices, you can have more effective marketing in your practice. So know your numbers, make smart choices, and fix what is broken. And that will make a huge impact in your bottom line. Thanks for watching. Hey folks, if you like what I just talked about with King Data, then you should consider becoming a member of Great Legal Marketing at the Gold level. We're going to give you your first 2 months for free, and you're going to identify all kinds of data-driven opportunities for you to improve your marketing and even the management of your practice, which is sure to get you more clients, increase your revenue, and make you overall a lot happier. So all you need to do is go to the URL below to get more information and to get started with us.